It's time for a little comedy, a little content, and a lot of conversation. It's the Geno Jones Show, exclusively right here on YouTube. And now here's your host, Geno Jones.
Hello, everybody. It is Wednesday. I call it like a Working Divas Wednesday. Shout out to all my working divas, that is. And fellas, I forgot about us. Shout out, but we got to show the ladies some love here. We should show our ladies love like every day, all the time, every way. Because when you show your woman some love, your woman will show you love back. And if she doesn't, then you probably got the wrong woman, partner, or somebody else. She giving that love she should be giving to you. She's probably giving it to somebody else, because somebody's got to be getting it. I guarantee you, somebody's getting it, so it should be you. So you want to be consistent. That's just my relationship advice for today. Not that you asked. Yes, it is Wednesday. It is Easter week. This Sunday, Easter Sunday, this Friday, it's going to be Good Friday. So it's an exciting week here on the Geno Jones Show. Every day is exciting, as my grandfather said. Every day above ground is a good day. The Geno Jones Show, it's a daily variety show. I do it live right here on my YouTube channel, Monday through Friday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern, 5:30 p.m. in Chicago, 3:30 out on the West Coast, out in Los Angeles, brought to you by Lockwood Outdoor Advertising, converting cars to cash. And we are all about supporting black businesses on this show, because if we don't support black businesses, nobody else will. Just look at history, just stating the fact. As a matter of fact, today is support and honor a black business and a black business owner. We're going to talk to Miss Raquel Padgett. She'll tell you she's launching a brand new, exciting business. We're going to talk all about that. But sponsor today, Lockwood Outdoor Advertising, converting cars to cash. It is the only African-American owned outdoor digital advertising company here in the state of South Carolina. See your company's product, your good, your service, your company's logo up in lights on this beautiful big digital billboard. So reach out to them. It's lockwoodoutdoor.com. Tell them Geno told you to call, promote your business. You could have an online business. Here's a market, the Carolinas, huge tourist market. You want to go ahead and conquer this market, attract some new customers, some new business, put some more money in your pocket, okay? Help pay that college tuition bill, whatever bill, that mortgage, you got an elderly family member, whatever it is, whatever you need, your retirement. So just add to your bottom line. LockwoodOutdoor.com, LockwoodOutdoor.com, or call 843-442-5011, 843-442-5011. I'll give that number out again at the end of the show. Today's day 3. I had to take a deep breath, man, when I get ready to talk about this story. Today is day 3 of the Derek Chauvin murder trial. So, the 19-year-old young man who was an employee in the store, the Cub Foods, it's a store where they sold kind of like everything. One of your like convenience stores you see in a neighborhood where they sell food, cigarettes, and all kind of stuff. Lottery tickets. So, the young man who sold George Floyd some cigarettes, he was, I guess, 18 at the time. He's 19 years old. He thought he was given a fake $20 bill. He was afraid that if he got a fake $20 bill and his boss found out, that his boss would take the $20 out of his check. So he notified his manager. His manager called the police. But the young man today talked about how he felt this sense of guilt. And he said, and I'm quoting for the most part, he said that he wishes he would have not just taken the bill. This could have been avoided. Those were his words. He said he just wishes that he would not have taken the bill. This could have been avoided. Because he walked outside and saw what was happening. So this is the sick. Also, there was a gentleman, a 61-year-old gentleman. I don't know if you've heard or seen some of the video. There's an older black man who was just saying, man, just get in the car, do what they tell you, man. Just comply. Go ahead and get in the car. And but George Floyd said, I can't get in the car. I can't because there's a knee on my neck, and there are two other officers with knees in my back. And then yesterday, the young lady who shot the video, she's 18 now. She was 17 years old. And she just talked about how she said, I can't sleep at night. Some nights I can't sleep. She said, I apologize. I apologize to George Floyd because I wanted to, because I didn't physically intervene and I didn't save George Floyd's life. But she said, I shouldn't have had to save George Floyd's life. The police officer should have. So it's been a very compelling and emotional trial so far, 3 days. So that's the gist. I won't say the highlights, but the main story coming out of the Derek Chauvin murder trial. Mr. Chauvin is in the court, of course, with his mask on, taking notes and just doing what he does. So we'll move on. Okay, listen, we're all about supporting black businesses. And I got to step away from the camera because my note fell down here. See, that's the great thing about live TV. I love doing live TV. There's nothing quite like live TV because all kind of stuff happens in real time. But hey, see, when you're pro, you just keep it moving. Like I said, the enemy is always busy. The devil's busy, as my grandmother said. But like I said, yo, devil, you need to holler at your boy Lil Nas X since he gave you a lap dance and then broke your neck in his video. A lot of folks are talking about that. Oh my God, and blah blah blah. This Lil Nas X, and what is he? Is he a Satan worshiper? I have to confess. So Lil Nas X, he is a country rapper. He's a rapper, but basically his musical genre, the musical genre that he raps in is country music. And so I thought he had the tweet that just really was a drop the mic tweet because he's like, all right, everybody's making a big deal, talking about I've got Satan and I'm a Satan worshiper. He said, look, y'all been saying that, gays and lesbian, gay folks are going to hell. So I actually went to hell in the video. And now y'all complaining. So I just thought, I'm like, touche, Lil Nas. I think you won that round, no doubt about it. So listen, we do support black businesses here on the Geno Jones Show. So today, I have the founder and program director of the Economic Continuity Alliance. So she is coming on camera to tell you all about the launching of this brand new business and how this business can help your business. So bringing to the camera right now there she is, Raquel Padgett. Hello, Raquel. How are you? Welcome to the show.
Hi, Geno. How are you? So good to be back with you.
I'm glad to have you back. So like I said, we are all about supporting black businesses on the show. So let's talk about the Economic Continuity Alliance and what was the inspiration for launching this business, and why did you feel or see a need to have to launch or to want to launch this alliance?
Well, Geno, I have been helping black businesses for 20 plus years. I'm a business consultant and I'm an entrepreneur with a couple of businesses. I teach a business academy, so I'm all about business. And I saw the need in the Black community in Charleston because I see what's going on as a Black business owner. I experienced what's going on as a Black business owner, and I know what the issues are. I know what we're up against, but I also know what we can do because I've seen it with my own eyes. So I wanted to bring about this organization because it is actually an offshoot from some work I'd done in the past. An organization that I belong to in Charleston County, Greater Charleston Business Alliance. And we were there to help minority businesses. And so the program ended. And for a few years, I had the desire to do this work again because I thoroughly enjoyed it. I love Black businesses and Black business owners. So I decided that it was time last year. And sometimes timing is everything
Yes, it is.
because you need to hook up with the right people at the right time, the resource at the right time, and you need to be ready. So that's exactly what happened. And here we are.
Here you are. So, why is this? I mean, this may sound like a dumb question, maybe an obvious question, but I think it's an important question to ask. Why is this work so important? Because there may be some who are not from our community who may not understand the need and the importance for an alliance like this. So maybe we can educate some people today.
This work is important because traditionally and historically, and this is the Charleston region, South Carolina, and beyond, Black businesses have not had the access to capital, access to information, access to opportunities like white businesses have. Basically, we are operating in a system that has already been set up by white people and their businesses and for their businesses and the progress of their businesses. So, where do we fit in this picture? So, one point in history that I always reference was many years ago when the minority business term came about, more minority business enterprises, and that corporations and entities in the government said that we're going to have some set asides here. That was traditionally made for Black businesses. However, what happened was this. White women were considered and put
Yes.
into that minority group. And so you know the story from there. So then white men were able to put their business in their wife's name, making her 51% ownership, and that would turn it into a minority business so that they could go after and take those set asides that were really designated for us.
And
And
now,
after,
let me just jump in. I'm sorry that I didn't mean to interrupt, but I think it's important. So when you say set asides, for those who don't know, that's money, but you can explain in detail how the government, in a lot of cases, will set aside money in programs that are supposed to benefit African Americans and other people of color. But you just, in an excellent way, explained how a lot of corporations, a lot of white-owned corporations, game the system. Correct?
yes. And it, even down to the small, what's considered a small business, the small white businesses did the same thing. And so in my previous work in this area, we would talk to white women that would walk into our office about their business. So we had a list of questions that we would ask. And the dead giveaway was when we asked questions like, well, how long have you been in business? How many employees do you have? What's your annual revenue? What are your projections? And so when they couldn't answer those questions, it would be evident that they really were not running the business.
Yeah, and that's just really horrible. Um, So I want to segue because I think this will be a perfect segue. I apologize. You may hear Teddy. I can say, you gotta love live TV. So in this era of COVID-19, normally Teddy doesn't want to be on the show. He never likes to talk, and he's in another part of the house. I'm here in my broadcast studio, but I guess Teddy wanted to get on the show, so I apologize, Raquel, for Teddy wanting to get in on the conversation. I don't know if you could you hear him in the background?
I could hear just a little
Little
bit.
bit.
You know
Oh,
what?
yeah.
I may get interrupted too because I'm on the back porch. And
Oh.
so I may get interrupted too, or you may see the light come on in the kitchen behind me and somebody walking by. So it doesn't matter. This is how we do business now in
Yes,
COVID.
absolutely, absolutely. Listen, okay, so we're talking about business, and so this is where I want to segue because we were just talking about how, in a lot of cases, you had white-owned businesses that would actually game the system. So how does your company, how does the Economic Continuity Alliance help, especially your startups, your startup entrepreneurs, your small black, truly small black businesses and business owners? how do you help them deal with and navigate and still not just survive, but thrive in the face of systemic racism? Because in spite of the racial reckoning from 2020, black folks in every walk of life, business, law, with policing, we're talking about the Derek Chauvin murder trial, in medicine, you name it, systemic racism is still firmly entrenched, and it affects our lives from how our home values are not appraised equally. There's still redlining going on. So how do you help entrepreneurs and business owners, black business owners, kind of navigate and get around the systemic racism when it either trying to launch a business or once they launch the business to try to grow the business?
Gino, you don't know how many times or how many business owners have come to me with those type of stories about discrimination. And so, as far as a startup is concerned, we do a lot of education. So there will be webinars and seminars and courses that we're going to offer. Also, consultations with people that have been successful in business. And then you'll be able just to come to the office and talk to me and our staff about getting you started. One of the first things that you need to think about is if you're starting up, talk to someone about even if your business idea is going to work. Is it feasible? Can you scale it? Those are some of the things sometimes that people don't think about. They think they have a good idea. They jump right into it with no guidance. So we're there to provide guidance. We're there to provide support. And that may look like referring you to an attorney or somebody to help you understand business structures and which one is right for your business. An accountant, because you need an accountant and a bookkeeper. Those are things, and so you have to be honest with yourself about what your strengths and weaknesses are as a business person. So one of the things that I have found, and I have a business consulting business, the Peacock Company, and when I am doing one-on-one consulting with some of my clients, some of the issues are in finances, and that's one of the biggest issues with Black businesses. And so what I explain is this: when you are a startup and you are starting a business, your personal credit is your business credit until you establish business credit.
Wow.
So you need to start there. If you're starting a business and your credit isn't quite right, that's the place where you should start. And think about your business idea. And I tell folks too, and this is some of the biggest advice that I can give: don't quit your day job when you have a business idea and think, oh, I'm going to leap and jump out there and just do this because I know I can. And then you go out there and you realize what you don't know. You get eaten alive. You didn't understand your competition. You didn't understand how to market your business. You may not have had a network. And so all of those things we provide, including access to capital and funding, which is another big issue for Black businesses, because you know the story, Geno.
Yes.
It's different when we walk in the bank. It's different when we walk in the bank. We may be treated differently, and we may be told no. And even knowing that the business plan and the business that we presented may be just as good as or even better than our white counterparts. And we may have a white counterpart and we're looking at, and you go, look, how did he or she get that loan? Because I know them, I don't know about that. And so it's all in who you know as well. A network is important, but understanding too that you may not necessarily need a loan. You may need a line of credit or an alternative way to raise funds, so that you have it. But access to capital, access to networks, access to knowledge, access to a whole lot of things in business that we may not have traditionally had, including technical support. That's another area that has been proven where Black businesses need help, in the area of technical support. And my other biggie is always marketing and advertising. Typically, all businesses do not set aside enough money or capital when they're starting out, or even when they are an existing business, to properly market their product or service. So we're going to teach you all about those things. So we have experts that are there to help you with that. And then there's some other things that we do as well that I'm sure we're going to hit on here tonight. But in a nutshell, that's how we can start. Help a startup business. But then, sometimes if your business is existing, and if you're a client of mine or a potential client, one of the things that I tell you is don't come to me when you are on your last leg. You don't need me, you need Jesus, because I can't work that kind of miracle for you. So, and I will, deny my services to you, because if you're too far gone, there's not a miracle big enough that I can do to help you, but I can advise you on, maybe you should try something else, or maybe you should stop right now and rethink this later and gain some knowledge and wisdom and understanding, and then move forward. But existing businesses, Gino, are great too, because there's some good ones out there and they're doing a great job. They just need some extra support. But, hey, come to us before things get too bad so you don't end up closing your business.
So Raquel, I'm sure you work with, I shouldn't assume, but I'm just knowing you and your dynamic personality, I'm going to assume that, especially the new company, you will be working with larger corporations. And so I guess the question is a statement for those CEOs who could be watching, like from a Boeing or a Delta or a Coca-Cola or Mercedes or BMW or any large company, because we're in this era. We've heard so much in the media about a racial reckoning, especially after what happened, seeing the murder of George Floyd, and hearing the story about Breonna Taylor being murdered in her home in Ahmaud Arbery, and it seems like America's finally waking up to the atrocities that have been inflicted, not just on African Americans, but indigenous people, Native Americans, and others for 402 years. So what would you say to those CEOs who claim that they are just, because, sometimes I hear this term and I look at folks side-eyed. It's like, well, yes, we're all about diversity. It's like, well, what is your definition of diversity? Because your definition of diversity might be entirely different than my definition about diversity and equality. It's like, well, what's your definition of equality? And do you understand the difference between equality and equity? Do you understand what the term intersectionality means? When you, especially as an African American woman, you definitely deal with that, because you deal with the intersectionality of racism, misogyny, and sexism. So
yes.
So what message would you give to those CEOs, and what specific, you don't have to go into details, but just what maybe one or two bullet points, like, okay, if you really about this racial reckoning and diversity, and really creating a sense of equity and equality, what would you tell them to do? What advice would you give these CEOs?
There is so much that I can say. I probably can write a book about this, but I heard you say kind of break it down to 2 points. So I'm going
well, you don't have to just stick to 2. No, I mean just run with it. Do you?
Here we go. I am so glad you mentioned 400 years. Because imagine if you were running a race and someone had a 400-year head start ahead of you.
Actually, 402 years, if we're going to be accurate.
Yeah. So how would you ever be able to catch up? And so there's been studies about this, about where we are now outside of slavery, and how many generations that it would take for African Americans to catch up to where white Americans are in wealth, in education, and a lot of other areas, property ownership, home ownership, everything that is the basis of this system and in wealth measurement. And so they say it's going to take 100 more years for us to catch up. So, however, this is the deal. I believe that if we help each other and collectively come together, we can crunch down some of that time.
Absolutely.
It is also another statistic when you're looking at business statistics that the best way for a person to emerge out of poverty is business ownership because it creates a generational wealth and legacy for the next generation. So if you look at how what businesses have done in America, white businesses, and how they were started, the impact that they've had on the economy, you will find that that is true. So we want the same thing for our community. Now, the other part of that is if you do your history homework, and you will find that there were reparations 100 years ago and further back than that that actually were meant for us, and they were given to white Americans. We were supposed to have them. That's a reason why we have been behind in that. Not that some of us have not gained wealth, because there are plenty of us who have, but we're talking about on a whole.
Collectively,
When,
yes, exactly.
yeah, we're talking about on a whole. So I commend those of us that have reached that point, but there are still so many of us that aren't there yet. And many factors play into that, such as, access to things like better education, affordable housing. Then we've got gentrification going on everywhere, but hey, it's really going on in Charleston. Um, Access to healthcare, the issues that we have. I'm glad you're talking about the trial, the Chauvin trial, but we've got issues right here with law enforcement that are what I consider old issues from way back. Um, and then, talking about careers and income and how Black people in general are paid lesser of a salary than the white counterparts doing the same thing.
Mm.
And then, there's poverty as well, which is an issue. But all of those things tied together, and like I said earlier, it's been proven that business ownership for Black Americans make us more equitable. It serves us well. I think back through my life and my childhood and where I'm from. I'm from Edgefield County, a small town called Johnston. I remember the business owners when I was growing up, the Black business owners. And, hey, our town, the Klan used to come through there, but we still had strong Black businesses and Black business owners. So, we want to keep that going generation after generation after generation. And COVID did a number on Black businesses.
Yes.
And this is one of the reasons why we're here, because in our region, there was not a Black organization, a Black business organization that Black businesses could call home that was just for this region and that was here, where they could come to us and say, hey, I need help. Now, what we were in the background was talking to people about, the CARES Act, the,
Yes.
PPP, EIDL, and all of that good stuff. But it was so overwhelming to the point that it drove me to say, I've got to, this does not happen again for us. Black businesses now have a place to call home.
Beautiful. So, what would be that challenge? What would be the elevator pitch, the challenge to the CEOs in terms of really leveling this playing field? And if you really want to, if you want to be true to what you've said about I support Black Lives Matter and we agree with the racial reckoning and I want to be an ally, I want to be an accomplice. Well, I always say on the show, you can start by being by supporting Black business. But what is that specific challenge you would offer to the CEOs in these large corporations?
Although this organization, the Economic Continuity Alliance, is all for Black businesses and Black business owners, you have to recognize that we still live in white America. and that the majority of those Fortune 500 corporations from there down
Hmm.
is, white owners, white CEOs, white executive level leaders. So what can they do for us? Well, we still need them because they offer opportunities. And that kind of goes back to what we were talking about, set asides, whether it's the federal government, our local governments, the corporation, white business agencies. We need them to extend their opportunities and awards to our MBEs. And so that is called buyer supplier diversity. So those corporations are considered to be buying organizations that are out there. They are sending out RFIs, RFPs, bidding, their matchmaker opportunities. So what we want to do is foster that diversity and inclusion factor with buyers so that they can engage our suppliers who are our members and our organization, who we've vetted and who we've made ready to be in a buyer supplier matchmaking event, or we directly match make them with that corporation or municipality or agency so that they have an opportunity to get more revenue and do a great job. So we actually monitor that process. But what we want to do too is lend a hand to that corporation, because a lot of times their minority engagement is way off base, or the program doesn't exist. They don't have a designated employee or department that handles that. And even if they do, they're not enforcing keeping the metrics and the measurements. They may not have a database. They may not have, a community manager or coordinator who's going out there and putting their hands on these fabulous MBEs that we have. So what we do is we can do that work for you. Our
Wow.
members who are MBEs, who are the suppliers, are vetted. We help them be ready. We're there if there's anything that needs to be worked out, any confusion or anything that happens on either side of that relationship. We are there to ensure that it goes smoothly and that our suppliers keep a good past performance so that they can go on to the next opportunity or award. But it takes that corporation being open-minded and understanding that if you truly have put out an anti-racism statement, then you need to be thinking about diversity and inclusion for your corporation or organization, but you need the help. We can consult you and help you set that up in your corporation, help the folks in HR in your department or wherever you have that designated to be handled. We can play a part in that. And so we love the corporate members who are buyers, that are engaging. So we're proud of that part.
All right. So you thought about it all. So for all you CEOs who's watching that say, well, we don't know where the talented black folks are, and we don't know. Well, you don't know. Now you know. See my people right here. Okay. As a matter of fact, Raquel, I want you to give all your information out for those entrepreneurs. If you are African American business owner, an entrepreneur, you're about to launch a business, maybe you've already started, you want to grow your business, or if you're one of the aforementioned CEOs that we were just talking about, if you really want to be about what you say it is, to say you want to be about that life of really equality and equity, and not just being, don't say I'm not a racist, you say I'm anti-racist. Okay,
Yes.
Put your money where your mouth is. So Raquel Padgett, give them the information so you can help them put their money where their mouth and resources where their mouth is.
Yes, please email us at info@economiccontinuityalliance.org. Info@economiccontinuityalliance.org. Or you can call me directly at 843-442-5011, 843-442-5011. So let me say one thing. You can look on our website. Our website right now is under construction because we're actually launching on May 3rd. So, I'm glad I'm here because I know I've been talking to you about ECA for several weeks. And Geno, I appreciate you because you said, hey, come on the show and tell everybody about it. So this is like the first event that we're having to announce on the Geno Jones show
Well, thank you.
what we're about to do. So it is very important to us that we support you. And we believe in your platform, and we'll be sending more people your way to come on the
Thank
Geno
you.
Jones show as well. But I really want to invite people to come. We are a membership-based organization. So for your business, become a member. Become a corporate member if you're interested in being a buyer as well. Become a corporate member. We have a lot to offer. And one more thing that I'm very proud of that we're doing as well is something that we're calling the Black experience for this area. Um, and one of the things I can say to the Black businesses out there to think about is we've got this wonderful International African American Museum that's coming next year.
Yes.
I scope the peninsula every week, looking at everything that's going on business wise. And so for the past 2 years, this is what I've seen. A lot of the white tourism businesses have been getting ready and are getting ready right now. Where are we?
Yes.
Come talk to us. We have some programs and plans in place to bring about the Black experience. And I'm going to leave a teaser here on that part. We have some very exciting announcements
Great.
about some partnerships we've made regarding that,
Great.
about some ways we can help you tap into the tourism market here. We've identified the most lucrative um, industries here in the Charleston region that have been very revenue driven for, I guess, our white counterparts that we don't have a lot of high participation in. So one of them is import export. There's no excuse if you live here in Charleston. We live in a port city.
Yes.
We can get anything in here and anything out of here. You need to know how to do that. Like I said, tourism is so important. We deserve to have a chunk of those industries in this market. We deserve to have it.
Absolutely.
So if you want to find out more about that, there's about 12 industries that we've pinpointed, and they're wonderful industries to get into. We're leading the way, charting the way, on that. If you need access to capital, we'll work with you on that. If you need help with your credit, we've got folks that can help you with that. But watch out for what we're calling the Black experience here and how you can participate as a business owner, along with getting those other services that you need as a Black business owner. And corporations, hey, roll with us because we need you.
Beautiful. Raquel, give them the email address, give everybody the phone number again for the Economic Continuity Alliance so they can get more details in terms of everything that you were talking about, because I'm just going to close by saying, listen, 402 years, they've made money on us, our culture, our art, our music, our fashion, our swag. So damn it, we're going to make some money off ourselves. Okay?
Yes,
Right.
yes, we're gonna bet on us.
Thank
we're
you.
Win.
Absolutely. That's right.
Bet on Black, right? That's what they say when you're at the casino, right?
That's right. You took the words out of my mouth. I say it all the time. I've been saying it for years. In Vegas, they say always bet on Black, and I say in life, always bet on you. There's nobody on the planet that can beat you being the best version of yourself, and the biggest enemy that we face each and every day is the person that we see when we wake up and look in the mirror. When we can get out of our own way and believe in ourselves and bet on ourselves and just tune out and turn off that streaming service, that Spotify or Pandora stream of negativity where you ain't never gonna be nothing, and your daddy wasn't nothing, your daddy wasn't S, and your mama wasn't S, and blah, 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 blah. That it doesn't care. It doesn't matter what your mama did or didn't do. Doesn't matter what your dad did or didn't do. Doesn't matter what jail they in. Don't matter how much crack none of that matters. You control your fate and destiny. Always bet on yourself. Always believe in yourself. So
yes, and Geno, we believe in what we're doing, and I've been doing it long enough to know that it absolutely works. And there's so many success stories out there that I can't wait to tell people about, over my career, but that are happening right now with some of the business owners that we're helping right now. We started helping them even before, we made this a true nonprofit in January. So, and we have a fiscal sponsor. So we are absolutely fiscally transparent, which is great.
Great. And so many of us, I didn't mean to step in. I was just saying, so many of us have made so much money for other people. Why not do it for ourselves?
Yes. That's when things will start to change. And we need to make sure that our dollars generate in our community enough for us to keep that wealth before it goes out.
Yes.
So that's what we're all about. So, Geno, we believe in what we're doing. We believe in you, and we believe in those business owners that, even if you're a startup or a current business owner, we believe in you and what you can do with our help. Reach us by email at info@economicconinuityalliance.org, info@economicconinuityalliance.org. You can look on our landing page. We have a landing page up right now, and as our website address there, and you'll see on there, we're launching May 3rd. It has a little bit of information about what we do. The website is being built out in the background right now as we speak. So we're going to launch that website on May 3rd, the full website, our membership up to date, and everything that we're doing is coming out on May 3rd. So I am so excited. And the website is www.economicconinuityalliance.org, economicconinuityalliance.org. And of course, I'm Raquel Padgett. You can look up Raquel Padgett on Facebook and in LinkedIn. And my number is 843-442-5011, 843-442-5011. Don't call me tonight, call me tomorrow. My office hours ended at 5 o'clock. Yes. You can call me from 9 to 5.
Thank you. Come on now. You know how we are now. Yeah. Raquel, I was watching you on with Geno. I'm sorry. I know it's 2 a.m, but come on.
Geno, my phone is ringing already.
Good. That's beautiful. That is beautiful.
So if you're watching and you heard that, hit me up 9 a.m, not tonight.
That's a beautiful thing. Thank you. Raquel Padgett, she is the founder. She's the program director of the Economic Continuity Alliance. So once you have the launch, you got to come back, and then we can talk about it some more in detail. If there's something else, if there are any new developments, or if there's any changes in any dates, then of course we'll bring you back. You have a home here. You always have a home. As long as I've got a platform, you have a home.
And you've got a home with us, and we do want you to be a part of that launch, Geno. We would love to have you.
I'm there. So we'll talk off camera. You give me specifics, and it's done. It's already done. You know the answer before you ask the question. You give me the specifics, and we'll go ahead and get it locked in. Raquel Padgett, thank you so much, Raquel, and thank you for everything.
Thank you, Geno.
I appreciate you.
Thanks for having me.
All right, thank you for joining me. God bless. That's Raquel Padgett. She is just a dynamic sister, really smart. If you are a business owner, entrepreneur starting a business, an existing business, well, like you said, you CEOs, you all about this racial reckoning that I hear everybody talking about, that you want to be an ally, anti-racist, you really want to help the Black community, you support Black Lives Matter. Well, you want to support Black lives and Black Lives Matter, then Black economics matter. because you can improve black lives by improving the economics for the black community. All right? So reach out to Raquel. Thank you for letting me be a part of your life. As always, God bless each and every one of you, God. Most of all, thank you for letting me do the Geno Jones Show daily. I'm doing it live right now, Monday through Friday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern, 5:30 p.m. in Chicago, 3:30 out on the West Coast. Go back and binge watch all my previous episodes. Shout out to Mr. Bruce Gage, the official wardrobe consultant, stylist. Got me popping a collar. Check him out online on Instagram. Check him out, Bruce Gage and Flyball the Store on IG. Bruce Gage, Gage, and Flyball the Store on Instagram. Shout out to Markel Bailey, the official barber and hairstylist. Yes, styling that hair for the Geno Jones Show. And you can check him out and reach him on IG, on Instagram. Kel B. Cuttin, KelBecuttin. Kel B. Cuttin, Markel Bailey. What up, Kel? Got your boy right there. All right, everybody, I want to thank you once again for watching. I want to thank Raquel Padgett from the Economic Continuity Alliance. Just dynamic. Listen, I'm serious. You need to reach out to the sister and her organization, her business, especially for my black-owned businesses, minority-owned businesses, people of color, women. Reach out to this sister. Should definitely. This is the person you need to know, and you get with this organization. Really will help take your business to the next level. And you CEOs and corporations and COOs, you need to contact her, because if you're looking for some talented, dynamic people and businesses that are black-owned and black-run, she, as they say in the streets, in the hood, she's your plug. She can plug you in with the right people. All right, everybody. This watching, I love you. I really do. Mother, you know I love you. And thank you to all my new subscribers. Please like, share, subscribe, and share it on all your social media. Post this episode and all my episodes up on your Facebook page. Put the link up on Instagram. Put the link up on Twitter. Just send it out. Just share it to the world. All right, everybody. This is, like I said, Easter week. Good Friday is Friday. Sunday is Easter Sunday, also Sunday night, 8 p.m. Versus on the new platform, Triller, the new digital platform, Triller, the battle, the ultimate battle of life. No, I'm not talking about Godzilla versus King Kong. I'm talking about Earth, Wind, and Fire, the pride of the Henry Horner projects on the west side of Chicago versus the brothers 3+3 from Cincinnati. Talking about the Isley brothers. That's going to be fantastic. So we're going to talk about that. We'll go into detail about that on Friday, my weekend review show. I love everybody. I really do. I love you. Thank you for watching very much. And until tomorrow evening, 6:30 p.m. Eastern, thanks for watching and be blessed.
Subscribe and tune in to the next episode of the Geno Jones Show, exclusively right here on YouTube.